former President Bill Clinton. He's the final speaker of the night. Right away, we want to toss you down to the floor at the convention to Emily Miller. Emily, what do you have for me down there?
Well, as you just saw, this is a very popular former two-term Democratic President, Bill Clinton, speaking on behalf of his wife. You didn't hear about policies. You heard about their family. You heard about what he's trying to do is soften his wife's image, make her more likable, make her more attractive to people who see her as hard. It's unclear whether it's going to be effective long term, but that was his role here tonight. And you heard him talk about their daughter, about their marriage. You did not hear him talk about Monica Lewinsky and the problems in their marriage that has questioned a lot of people on whether Hillary Clinton really should be someone who's talking about marriage and family. But Bill Clinton is well liked by this crowd. He's very popular, and you saw a positive outcome at the end of the evening. And I think I'll talk us back to San Diego now, and we'll get up to Greta and Ash.
But the mood inside the convention hall, would you consider it to be more united today than it was yesterday, or less so?
I would say definitely more united, especially after the roll call vote, Liz. You know, they came in and they had one goal in mind, and that was to unify the party. After Bernie Sanders spoke last night and called for unity, he called for it one more time at the end of the roll call. Vermont was the last state. He went up there. You know, he gave all his pledged delegates to Hillary Clinton and did the last thing he possibly could to unify the party. And it seems like tonight, you know, the Bernie supporters that were in here actually left, as you guys saw, and they went into the media tent. So they were gone. So once they left, the entire convention was filled with only Hillary supporters. They came back later on, but it seems like the chanting, the name calling and things like that has all dissipated and disappeared, and it seems like the party has finally gotten closer to uniting.
Yeah, and after hearing former President Bill Clinton speak tonight, I feel like this room is just ready to support Hillary Clinton. He came out and did his part to personify her, to personalize her for these people as a mother, as a wife, and just make her more personal to all these people that will be voting for her in November. And I feel like everyone in this room definitely feels united around Hillary Clinton and ready to put their support behind her come November.
I think Greta's absolutely right. She said everybody in this room is united. But earlier there were about 200 delegates who marched out of here, and they were very angry, very noisy, and very rambunctious. They're upset about the emails. They're upset because they feel the Democratic establishment is not listening to them. At the same time, I talked to Senator Cory Booker. He says they have the most progressive platform they have had at a Democratic convention in forever, basically, certainly since 1972 and McGovern. And if people start to look at that platform, which is so progressive, and start to ask some questions, then the top of the ticket, Mrs. Clinton, may have some explaining to do, because that platform could be very aggressive, very progressive, and that may make some people uncomfortable who are more moderate in the Democratic Party, and certainly swing voters. That's a very big issue. Not many people are talking about it right now.
Right, and let me ask you, a lot of the speakers spoke tonight on women's issues, whether it was abortion, reproductive rights, equal pay, paid maternity leave. That was one of the focuses of tonight. Ash, do you think, as some of the speakers were saying, that women will be the deciding vote this November?
Could you read that one more time?
Absolutely. I said one of the main topics of a lot of the speeches have been women's issues, and one of the speakers was talking about women being the deciding vote this November. Do you feel that that will be the case?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think the female vote is going to be huge in this election, especially with the dichotomy between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. You know, Donald Trump has been accused of using certain terms and words that are offensive to women, but a lot of his supporters don't really care about that stuff. They prefer the non-PC language to begin with. And Hillary Clinton, of course, you know, broke the glass ceiling of becoming the first major party female candidate. But the women's vote is going to be huge, and there are issues, like you mentioned, with Planned Parenthood and abortion and things like that. There are going to be huge split. You know, there's going to be a huge split between conservatives and liberals. But I think the female voters in this election are going to be huge. They make up a huge block of the voting electorate themselves, and she is connecting with them. And I feel like you saw with all the female celebrities that came out today, all the female politicians that came out today, they were trying to let that message ring out as loud as possible, that if you're a woman and you want to see women progress, and Hillary Clinton is the candidate you should be voting for in November.
But I think beyond just women being a big portion question of what's going to be important in November. I think the independents are going to be what's most important when it comes to November. And the Democratic Party platform, as we've talked about, is the most progressive party platform that we've ever seen. And that's their push to pull in independents that were putting their support behind Bernie Sanders. They're trying to pull those independent voters in with this progressive party platform to support Hillary Clinton. And we'll just have to wait and see if they can do that. But I think, yes, women will be a big part of the voting, but independents will be more.
No question about it, Liz. We've seen history here in the making. Let's not forget that. This is a big, big deal. The first female nominee of a major party. And that's a big, big deal. So it certainly could bring a lot of women out